really angry about this. This Jamaica 50 thing. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I'm really, really frustrated. I spent about an hour today trying to actually catch up and read and find out what it was that was going on,
Hmm.
because people were going mental on Twitter about Rolf Harris not being deported, like really fucking mental. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, he's Australian. So I just Googled Rolf Harris, British citizen, and it just was like essentially, yes, he's a British citizen. I was like, okay, cool. He's
Is
British
he
then,
still
right?
in prison?
No, I think he's been released
All
now. I
right.
think in fact, the only thing I could get out of this Jamaica 50 thing today was recent facts about Rolf Harris. Apparently, he was seen near a school and it caused a bit of a fuss.
Thing,
Uh,
thing is, though, this law
yeah.
where we're deporting people that have committed serious crime who aren't British nationals
Yes.
was put in place. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 2007 by the Labour government?
Yes. And from what I've seen, and I get that in terms of the basis, like, it's if you were imprisoned for over a year. Um, but apparently, it's not been enforced very well until Priti Patel, the battle axe herself, came in, and she's been like, "We're gonna
I
fucking
don't
do
see
this."
anything unreasonable about this, though. If someone's committed a serious crime, why do we want them here?
If you've been
Well,
in
they've
jail,
served their time. I couldn't give a shit. Fuck them off.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. This is what you get into the bit where I got frustrated now, because it, I opened Twitter, which is how I found out about this, and it was basically all these people like first-time drug offences. So I went and looked at like the government's version of events, and it was like, no, these are like like weapons offences, rapists, and Class A dealers, and all that. And you think, I they didn't sound like your mate John that sorts you out with a bit of weed now and again,
Yeah.
It was dealers and stuff. So I'm thinking, I've got these two versions of events, and I just can't find the actual truth.
Here's the
There's
actual
so much
truth.
spin and bullshit.
If you're reading on Twitter that the majority of people were just petty criminals,
Mm.
it's bullshit. And if you're reading the government, it's probably got an element of truth to it. I hate for people to hear that because I know we're supposed to think everything the government says is bullshit. The law's clear, and also if you're doing more than a year in Nick, why do we want you here anyway? We've got criminals of our own. It's got nothing to do with skin colour or country. We've got our own criminals. We don't need everybody else's. Fuck off and be a criminal somewhere else.
Dude, this racial narrative really, really worries me, because when I did support work, I knew
Oh,
of white people that this happened to. Definitely, they were deported. It was like I knew a guy from Ukraine who was just shitting it. Thankfully, it was we we got it sorted anyway. Yeah, they needed
Happy
me.
Dog.
That's what they needed.
Happy Dog says David Lammy actually said, "When are Black lives going to matter again in Britain?" David Lammy is the worst kind of race baiter. He never stops. He
No,
never fucking stops. If for 1 minute I thought this was a racist endeavour, I would be here saying it. Regardless of what everyone thinks about being gammon and all that, you know yourself, I'll call out any fucker for anything. If you're a criminal, I don't care what colour you are. If you're a British criminal, you do your time, you go back to society. If you're from abroad, you do your time and you fuck off abroad. The
mm,
same as I'd expect to happen to me in somebody else's country, and quite rightly so. Why should I continue to be a welcome guest somewhere that I have broken the law? In what world do we defend that? But it's just now we reach this polarisation where everything the Tories do is racist and bad, even if it's something Labour put in place. Therefore, it must be racist and bad. And Smoke Steve, we're not talking about British citizens. We can't deport British citizens. That's against the law.
yeah.
Because you can't deport someone to a country that's not their
Well,
nationality.
that was one of the things that was being said on Twitter. Like, no, they're not foreign. They're not foreign. They've been here since they were two. And to me, I'm thinking, well, if they have been here since they were two, they should be British citizens. There's obviously an issue there. There is an issue there, that needs to be looked at. But I can't imagine every single one of them was here since the age of two.
No, it's just
And every
Twitter,
single
and
one of them made some mistake at 18 that they're now paying for at the age 30. I can't. I think maybe one or two of them might be, and we. But here's my issue with Labour, and here's why I can't get behind Labour at the moment, because for them it's like all 50 are innocent, all 50 are victims of racism, all 50, and it's like no. Get the because there will be some who are just sort of lost in the system. I accept that. There'll be some special cases, but we can't deal with it because you're just fucking lying to me. I mean, even if someone has been here since the two, they're not necessarily then a British citizen.
No, and let's
You
be
know,
honest, you can't make an omelette without breaking some eggs.
No. And it was the other thing as well. Apparently, there was some sort of court order to stop a number of them from going, which apparently did happen. But again, this is the fucking problem with the world we live in at the moment. Just getting information on that, like all of Twitter was like, the plane's gone, the government has broken the law. All these people, all these journalists who are now inciting hate, inciting violence directly by stating openly that the government has broken the law.
Oh, yeah.
That has gone against the court order. But then, deep in the noise and the bullshit, I'm like, well, actually, no. They took maybe 30 of them off the plane. I don't know, because it's so fucking hard.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, they've not everyone left on that plane, did they?
No.
Like you were saying, the ones that the government, but the ones that the government said, oh, actually, you've not had a fair trial, have been taken off the plane awaiting decision. So it's not like we just bundle them on. Just say Cardini says, let's